Hello, sixth graders. Today we are doing a little bit of graphing. We also get to work with perimeter and area of rectangles. I know you're thinking, perimeter and area of rectangles seems super easy. Absolutely. This lesson today is going to be really easy. But my advice to you is to draw some pictures on your page to help you visualize what that might look like. So let's kind of take a look here. First of all, here I have a rectangle, a normal rectangle, and on the side of it is the width. Here is the width of the rectangle. On the bottom and the top, that's the length of the rectangle. Same here. Top and bottom are my length. Right here on the shorter sides are my width. Here's another one. Here's my width. Here's my length. Now that I've gone over what width and length are, let's move on to another problem. The length of a rectangle is 8 feet. The area is 32 square feet. What is the width? So remember, this is a little refresher here, but if the area is in the middle here, that's how much space is in here. If my length is 8, I have to find out what this number is because this number and this number multiplied by each other equals 32. So I'm really going 8 times what number equals 32. And that's basic math facts, and we know that is a 4. So 4 would be my width. Let's take a look at this next problem. We've got a little Blippi down there on the corner to try and help us out. That guy is extremely annoying, but I think he netted like $8 million on YouTube last year, so he's cool enough to be on our math lesson page today. Let's take a look here. So we're dealing with a length. This table shows the length in feet of a rectangle. It shows the width of the rectangle, the perimeter, and the area is going to change. So we're going to use this little rectangle at the bottom here, our Blippi rectangle, on how we're going to solve this. Let's take a look at this first column. If the length is 1, if this is 1 and this is 1, and my perimeter, or my width is 7 and 7, my perimeter is adding up all those sides, which is 16. My area would be my length times width, which would be 7. Hopefully you guys all caught on with that. We're going to do another one here. This next column right here. My length is 2. Or like, that's not very long. My width is 6. My perimeter is 16 because 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 6 is 16. My area is 12 because 2 times 6 is 12. Now it's going to get a little trickier. So make sure you're following along. It's not really that hard, but just follow along. My length is 3. I have to find out what my width is and what my area is. My perimeter is 16. So how would I do that? Well, if my length is 3 and 3, that would be 6. My perimeter is 16. So 16 minus 6 is 10. So I mean my width has to be 5 and 5. Because 5 plus 5 equals 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 3 is 16. So look closely. My width is a 5. So what's my area? That's my length times my width, which is 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay. We're going to do another one in case that was challenging for you. Follow along. It's pretty basic. My length is 4. So if I have a 4 here and I have a 4 here. My perimeter is 16. So watch closely here. 4 plus 4 is 8. So 16 minus 8 equals 8. So that means my width is 4 and 4. So essentially I should have a square here. I know the Blippi rectangle doesn't make much sense, but it also doesn't make sense how that guy made $8 million last year on YouTube. So that's my point. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is my width is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, which would make sense if it's a square. Let's keep going. I'm just basically using this rectangle at the bottom of the page here as a visual so you can follow along with me. We're going to do this one real quick. Well, this one's just like this one. So we'll move on to the 6. My 6 is my length. So this is a 6 and this is a 6. My perimeter is 16. 6 plus 6 is 12. So 16 minus 12 equals 4. This number plus this number has to equal 4, so that means both of these are a 2. 6 times 2 is 12 for an area. Let's do this last one here. 7's my length. I have to get a perimeter that equals 16. 7 plus 7 is 14. 16 minus 14 is 2. So this number and this number needs to equal 1, which is a lot like this very first problem. Perfect. Now we're going to do some graphing. We're going to graph this data onto the next page. So we're working with, let's take a look at this graph. You're going to see a graph just like this in your assignment today. Right here is area, and right here is length. So my length is 1, my area is 7. My length is 1, my area is 7, which would be right about there. Let's go back. My length is 2, my area is 12. So I'm at 2. So 12 would be right here. This dot needs to move down a little bit. Okay, next one. Sorry, it's clearer on my screen than on my smartboard. All right, so that's at 12 now. My length is 3. My area is 15. My length is 3. My area is 15. That's the easier one to read. Okay. My length is 4. My area is 16. My length is 4. My area is 4. My area is 16. Okay. My length is 5, 5, and 15. Going 5 and 15. Okay. 6 and 12. Close enough. 6 and 12, and my last one is 7 and 7. 7 and 7 would be right there. Okay, and once you're done, you'll connect all of these with a curved line. And that is how you graph this data. Hopefully this helps you a little bit with using a graph to show your length, width, perimeter, and area. You are going to be doing a table that's very similar to this one today. I will tell you this, if you make a rectangle like this on the side, it will really help. It will help a lot. Okay, just make a rectangle, then put the length numbers in, and then the perimeter, you'll have to keep in mind, you'll have to kind of work backwards like I did with the 16 and subtract, and then you divide it by 2. Good luck with this, kids. You'll do just fine today. Once again, I'll help you at anything you need while we're going through this in class. Good luck and have fun.